the same old shuggin' story. What's a chick like you doing in a place like this? Aw, you mean I'm too cute for this shithole? Damn straight. Talk about hell on earth, a wasteland stinking of burning rubber and toxic smog, where the average lifespan is shorter than the time it takes to beg for water. And then there's my kick-ass car, old gypsy I call her, totally killer, literally. And she gets a lot of use. I've seen firsthand what some of these twisted wastelander freaks do to their victims, and I'm too young and beautiful to end up some scumbag's chew toy. So, the best plan is no plan at all. Stay frosty and ready to deal with anything. Last time I hit this town, I made a nice bit of scratch before the world headed south for the nuclear winter, and before I hooked up with old Gypsy. That's my ride. Don't know where I'd be without her. Snagged her the day everything collapsed. Closest thing to home I got left. Of course, everybody remembers where they were when the bombs came down. Everyone that survived, that is. Me? I was looking to hook up with my friend X. I'd just gotten a text to meet him pronto, no time for questions. And then the shockwave hit. So, I headed west. Laid low for a while, sampled some of the gut rot I had stashed, waiting for X to show up. He never did. Hold on. There's a whole swarm of vehicles on the horizon. Wastelanders coming hot and fast. I gotta hold them off of verandas of Ghost Town. Wastelanders. Those dudes are just plain bad, right to the rotten core. Got twisted somehow after the blast. It's like something inside them cracked when the world shattered. I know full well that Kansas is full of the same messed up crazies as the rest of the world. I don't suppose I'm gonna die of old age, but as long as I'm kicking and screaming, I'm gonna speed headfirst into tomorrow. No hesitations, no regrets. While I'm at it, I might as well save a few souls that I'm ready to call it quits. The Wastelanders are getting desperate and that ain't good. Sabotaged Corps' defenses last night. They would have come in for the kill for sure if I hadn't been there to put down the boot. Good news is I finally picked up X's trail. Came through Corps a couple weeks ago. Said he was heading toward Coalhaven. Guess that means I'll be heading southeast too. Deep into renegade territory. Actually, it's been a quiet ride for the most part, but I did catch sight of some renegades pushing in their vehicles and ground troops. Man, I hate these renegades. Militaristic sons of bitches. Lining up all the citizens, probably gonna march them right into their twisted shooting ranges. Target practice? It ain't. More like shooting fish in a barrel. Oh, hell, what do I gotta live for anyway? Watch out, boys. About to get a piranha in your tank. Yeah! Found X, finally! Once Coalhaven got their wireless back on, we contacted the closest survivor base, New Dallas. And guess who was on the line? Sure was nice to hear old X's ugly voice again. Not that we had much time to talk. He warned us that the renegades would soon be back and in even greater numbers. Said he couldn't risk traveling and he needed me for something. Urgent. Enough said, mate. Plenty of time for questions later. Seems like I arrived at a bad time. Everyone was scrambling to deal with an imminent renegade attack. X barely had time to give me a quick grin and pass me this weird book. And that's the last I saw of him before we were both swept up in the general rush to give those redneck creeps a real southern welcome. So this is the Badlands, eh? Ran into a posse of hillbilly weirdos outside Highwall. Should never have gotten out of the car, but it looked like they wanted to play, and you know me, all heart, couldn't say no. Hillbillies never were my kind of people. These mutated sons of bitches are the scum of the earth. No brain, just pure instinctive malice. Thank God Highwall's up ahead. Oh man, more freaks, and this time they're armed. Freak central around here. I've seen a lot of weird shit in my time, but these fruits take the shuggin' cake. Seems like they're expecting some goddess of eternal life that's supposed to lead them through the flames of the apocalypse. They're all fired up by this weird mystic who insists that it wasn't nuclear war that destroyed the world, but something unimaginably worse. A crack in the universe. Come on, I ain't falling for this occult shit. Those somethings put the world out of joint for sure. People are acting like a bunch of crackheads on a permanent bad trip. Let's hope folks at the next survivor camp got their heads screwed on straight. Jeez, I kicked some major ass taking those freaks out. And what's my reward? A smeggin' snot fest smeared all over my boots. Seems the whole world's no better than this twisted, burnt-out carcass. Like the core of humanity's been distorted into a rotten shit pile of evil and malice. Our whole sense of life has been twisted, stunted somehow, leaving a void of evil and cruelty. Well, at least I've shown I can still deliver the goods, huh? But if people are cracked enough to believe I got all the answers, then the world's up shit creek for sure. I can put up one hell of a good fight, but I sure ain't no angel. Knew I'd have to blow sooner or later. At least I died free, and took a few scumsuckers with me. Hell, I got no regrets. Round here, the dead are the lucky ones. Shame about the car, though. Poor old gypsy. Angel's the name, and this godforsaken wasteland is my paradise. You're welcome to it. Mostly I just hit the road with old Gypsy. That's my ride. Build her myself, and she's just about the only damn thing I can rely on. Armored like a fallout shelter, and enough weaponry to take out all the freaks and misfits this goddamn nuclear war manages to spew up. Right about now, I'm headed north through the Badlands, on a mission from my old mate X. Seems the fallout's affected him too, because he said something about how I'm the deliverer, and he gave me this weird old book. And I must be crazy for taking him up on it. Picking up a wireless signature on the scanner. Looks like a survivor camp up ahead. Hope those slobbering whack jobs aren't a sample of the welcoming committee. I'm gonna keep my head down and my finger on the trigger. What the shuggin' hell are we actually up against? Don't get me wrong. I like kicking alien demon ass as much as the next girl, but these freaks are weirding me out big time. And if this ever starts to feel like normal, but I guess I can kiss goodbye to any concept of normal, huh? The world's never gonna recover. It's battered, broken, down for the count. All we can hope for now is the strength to keep the freaks from taking over. But I've gotta try to make it to New York, even if it is flooded like the stories say. Even if only to find out why X had so much faith in this dorky book. Time to power up old Gypsy and head straight into the radioactive sunset. Oh, it's really quite pretty. Except for the smell of gasoline and burning flesh.